Good evening all. So I just had the impulse to do something from this image of Komachi. When I say something, I mean to work in watercolour from this painting that I made of her a few years ago, probably 10 years ago now. And then I had painted in acrylic as an underpainting, and then the little flashes of brightness or oil. So let's see how it goes. I just thought to do something today, and sometimes it's kind of an easy way in is to select a painting that I've, painting that I've done a long time ago. It doesn't have to be a long time ago, but this one is from a long time ago. Anyway, the thing that I find easy is that I just find something that I'm inspired to do. Find something that I'm inspired to do and take the step to do it then. That's all. That's the easy part. The decision. Once the decision is made, it feels easy. It's Maisie in the background. She's only had one walk today, but it was raining, and she seemed happy enough to lie beside me on the couch until just now. Let's see. I might need to take her out again. So I've just put out some more Van Dyke Brown there. That was the delay. Van Dyke Brown. I know I could really be showing you the palette and everything, but I want you to see. I will show you. Right, so I wanted you to see the close-up of the painting happening. So this is the Van Dyke Brown, and I'm putting a little bit of ultramarine blue into it. And that consistency I think would be quite good to, explain the dark of the hair. Maybe lift you up a little bit higher, so that there's a bit more. So there's a bit more in the image, and I can bring you closer as it goes on. Right, so what I've got here now is the brown and blue mix. It's finding the shape of the head. And this kind of high back that's slightly, she's somehow manages to create volume in the back, so it's quite high up here. It's quite a nice thing, I think, having that height in the back of the head coming down in for the jaw. Okay, so I'm just checking the general shape best I can of Komachi's face as I see it. I'm trying to find things that relate to one another. So the hair in front of the ear sits a little bit to the left of the highest point of the head. And then I just surround the ear with the hair colour, picking up some more hair. Picking up some more paint, I mean. Aren't those flowers gorgeous? I love the way she does the flowers in her hair. The background is coming through, and it's cerulean blue in the oil painting, so I'm going to put some cerulean blue in the hair as well. Although it's really not coming out very well for me. I'm actually going to use the vetiver, the Daniel Smith vetiver blue instead, which is very like the cerulean blue. Do a little pause and get DINNER for her. My camera down with that. Let's see. Okay, so it's not at all bright, but it's just a hint of blue. Okay, And now something for, I was thinking to reach for burnt sienna, but I don't see any. I'm just going to use the cadmium red and the sap green, something to describe the tones at the back of the neck. So, cadmium red, maybe even the hooker's green with it, just to make a kind of warm brown colour like burnt sienna style, in order to paint the shadows at the back of the neck there. Just pushing and lifting, looking at the general shape of the back of the neck as it's cut off by the collar. And where does it end? Yeah, so maybe about there. Probably back too far actually. This isn't the backing for paper now, so I don't know how well I'll be able to lift it off. Daisy, go away. And just see if where the jaw would be here. It's going to be below that point of intersection. She's really wanting to disrupt proceedings here. Go away. So there's the right angle almost. It seems quite far down, but I think it is about there. And the bottom of the ear will come down, you know, to about there maybe. And then it does seem to be almost the length, well, longer than the length of an ear to the jaw, so I think I'm okay. I'm going to increase the volume of the ear a little bit there. I'm going to put a bit of alizarin crimson into that colour, just to make it different. Maisie, you were just about to lie down. Go on, lie down. I thought she was just going to settle there. Not sure what's going on with her. She's a bit unsettled these days. Oh, for goodness sake. We just need to turn off the video and put her out. Hey, stop it, Maisie. I'm going to put her into her bed for a while, I think. She sometimes just needs to be told to chill. Just noticing there that the light on the cheekbone. What are you doing now? Honest to God. The light needed to come down a little bit lower, I think. And also the hair in front of the ear will come down a little bit lower too. It's a bit of a flux, isn't it? The whole thing. It's kind of like pushing and pulling at different bits. I'm using the corner of the brush to find the direction of the eyebrow, and just finding a couple of points of intersection, like the point at the highest point where it turns, and the bit that's almost vertical, and then seeing how it corresponds to the nose and where the nose meets the face. I didn't mean to do that full line up there, so I'll just lift that off again. There's a lovely eyelid. The eyelash line is emphasized by that dark in the corner of the eye, so I'm going to put that in. Yeah, so that's pointing down to the tip of the nose, that dark. It's quite low down. I might re-establish the line at the edge of the hair here a little bit. It's pressing and lifting will deepen the tone at the edge. Pressing and lifting. Maybe some of that could identify the lobe of the ear now. That same dark colour, where the ear stops and the darker skin begins. I printed this image onto a cushion. My sisters bought it. Just the head. That area. Came out really well actually. I'll maybe do a little, well, there is a video actually on Instagram anyway. I don't know if I put it on YouTube. I'm showing all the cushions in the shop that I had last weekend, little pop-up shop. You know, the ear looks like it's got polka dots on it, but for now I'm going to leave it as it is. There was a reason I put them in there, so I'm going to trust that it's okay. You know, I saw the dark touches where I put them, so I'm going to trust that they'll be fine for now. Now I'm putting a little bit of cadmium red into that blue and brown mix in order to find the shadow of the upper lip, which extends almost as far as the tip of the nose. Not quite, but almost. At its farthest point out. And there's a kind of a triangle maybe between the upper lip and the lower. Quite an open triangle, but there. And then I'll print it down to explain the corner of the mouth. There. And as I often explain, is the shadow beneath the lower lip. I'll do that next. I'm just locating where it is. It's almost directly below this shadow on the nose actually. Shadow that sits under the lower lip. And I'm looking at the shape that it is and the shape that it carves out of the space. The shape, you know, the edge of the face, the kind of chiseling that happens along the edge. To give a feeling for this particular profile. All the changes in direction along the edge of the face seem important. So you'll see I needed to change the position of the chin there. I like being able to put a thing on and then work into it sometimes. Other times it's nice to just let a mark alone when it's put down. And just eating into the lips a little to create a bit more skin between the upper lip and the nose. Bit of cadmium yellow here that might be a good idea to put some lights on. So I'm mixing cadmium yellow with the cadmium red and coming up with this on a clean part of the palette best I can, just so that I can place these lights. I think there's some light here. I suppose I could use it on the lower lip as well, recognizing that the lower lip sits back significantly from the upper. Let's lift off the bit that went up too high there. And I want to find a clear little hair there. I want to find a clear edge for the lips. And a bit more cadmium red into it, seeing as I'm describing the lips. Recognizing too that there's a little bit of a highlight on the lips that I could leave. space for. And then I think I'll go back and try and do the what I was talking about earlier, that the clean orange colour. I put a little bit more water into it, and I just print the edge of the nose with that. Maybe a touch in the cheek too. Maisie, get out of there. And eat midnight's food. And I just run a wash over that ear just to darken it. Maisie, get out. I don't like to be painting with watercolour. I prefer to lay on fluidity that creates its own surface, rather than to be filling it in. And I don't ever really want to be able to hear the brush on the paper when I'm painting a watercolour. I like it to be directed mostly really by the water. And I'm hearing the brush on the paper now. But you know what I mean? I don't want it to be scraping like dry. The only time that I feel like I want it to be kind of dryish is when I'm lifting off, and even then it's a bit damp. It's not completely dry brush. A bit more of that orange could be used here. And on the temple. And there's a bit of a shadow there. And I think I'll print with that orange the edge of the forehead too. I need to move the hair back a little bit, I'd say. Or I'll just diminish it a bit so that I can judge where the forehead needs to be. Oh, if it was after drying. No, Maisie, go away. There she is. Yeah, so let's see now. There's this bit in front of the eye, and then the slant back for the forehead. And then I could maybe use a touch of it too for the eyelid. And of course the blue is coming through in the oil painting. The underpainting of the blue, whereas I don't think I want to make that mostly, I don't want it to be mostly blue underneath it. I'm just letting it be the white of the paper. But I might find occasion to bring in some blues and greens, we'll see. Certainly want to lift off a little bit of this because it's really quite bright, the light on the cheekbone there, and I think it's a helpful light. So after putting it on with the orange colour, I think it stains the paper though, so I'm glad to have had some colour on first. And then I just soften the edge of parts. Sometimes it's helpful to have a clear edge, sometimes it's detrimental, so worth going around your painting and checking, is that do I want there to be a hard edge there on that tone, on that little area of paint, or do I want it to be a softer transition? Let's see. This is cadmium yellow mostly. Okay, I'm going to go back to the hair now because I feel like I could do with increasing the volume of the hair so that the face reads as being the fine and beautiful face that it is. I'm also going to reduce the volume of the lower lip a little bit by pushing the shadow up. These are little tweaks that can be done later as well. Once things are dried off a little bit, it's possible to manipulate paint in areas like the lips again. To further fine tune their form. She's given up on me now and she's gone up to the girls. I wonder if she's going through a teenage phase, Maisie. Yeah, I had the impression that I had need to make her head a little bit bigger in relation to the face. And really, I might need to get my ink out to do justice to those lovely flowers. And even maybe the kimono, but I could start with the ultramarine blue. Inks are always an exciting addition, I think. I haven't really used them with watercolour much before, so it's appealing to me. I do want to do a little bit more sculpting in the eye so that we know that it is an eye. And because the blue underneath isn't seen, I think I need to put some value there. Yeah, that's okay. I might disperse the dark a little bit too in the lip. Okay, I'm just going to see if I've got my, oh yeah, the ink is there. I just feel like those flowers I could do with real pop of brightness. What's this now? It's orange flame, orange flame, but I think it'd be better with my fluorescent ink. So I think even if it's flaming orange, the fluorescent is the best one to describe the brightness of the flowers, I think. Just do a kind of a mid-tone with the cadmium red watercolour. That can be enhanced then with the inks. Maybe the crimson can be used as well. And the hair goes back a bit more. I think I could do with a bigger brush. Maybe even go for the 2-inch brush. Because what I want to do is to explain the body, and I don't think I need a small brush for that. And beautiful luminous colour in the kimono. I could maybe maybe use some ink for that as well, possibly. You know, here's the alcohol ink, and it's a pink one that looks a bit like the flowers on the kimono. Oh, I didn't expect so much to come out there. Okay, it's alright though, I think that's okay. And fluorescent ink. Yeah. I'm just doing a video, I'm almost finished. Yeah, I'll turn it on anyway. Just be a sec. Easy enough to do that. Right, Erin, it's turned on. Erin, I turned it on. There's a random scone inside in the oven. Right. There's some fluorescent, I think this is fluorescent red actually, this ink. It's the FW ink. Tayloroni. And it's that kind of a pop I was wanting, really, you know. Something that's really visible. Okay. And there might be room when it's dry to do a little bit more different ones as well. I don't actually have them all with me here, really. Silver and all sorts of things. What's this one now? Cadmium red. I might try that on top of the alcohol ink. See what would happen. Nothing. Nothing really happened there. I suppose if I was to put the pink on top of the, like if I was to put that down and then put the alcohol ink on top of it, it might do something. Let me see what it'll do. I feel like I need to make it flat though. Oh, it looks like it just merged. Alright, cover on that. So this is alcohol ink. There's hardly any point in showing you that because it's all worn away. I don't know what company made that. No, there is all that brightness out there. I'm half inclined to bring a bit of that into the lips. You know, that fluorescent pinky red colour. If it was orange, I might use it in the face. I think I get away with that flash there too. It's alright. This is cadmium red here. It didn't spread out over the alcohol ink. So let's just see. I'm going to add it in places here. I mean, I'd like the flowers to merge more with the hair, but just for now, the hair is dry, is very wet. So wait, let's try. The cadmium red ink is quite a strong colour, so I'll not let it have too much of a say. It's got a massive box of these inks. I'm sure I had a fluorescent orange. Don't know where it's gone. I wonder if maybe I've put it in with a box of paints or something. This is the Caribbean blue. I don't know if there's any left in it now, but it's alcohol ink, so it might do something nice with the kimono. Let's see. stay. Put in there. It's alright. Nothing amazing. This one is supposed to be fluorescent blue. Oh, I could put some up there too. I kind of feel it's all to play for, but you know, I'm not that fussed about it. And you know, I don't feel that inclined to keep it pristine or anything. Just to have some painting for today. Keep the old videos going, you know. So I find that that works for me. That attitude of it not being, you know, a deeply precious thing or anything, but something that I can use as a way to explore color and tone and different things, and just whatever I feel like trying out, and being open to what's suggested by the painting, maybe in my own mood, and you know, kind of have that old thing that's familiar to me of wanting to be surprised a bit and not wanting to do the same thing. Here I am painting the same model from the same angle as I've done her. Well, actually, I've not painted komachi from the side all that much. And each time does feel new, even from a photo. Never painted from this photo before, this painting. Right. I don't know if I'm getting anywhere with all of this tinkering. Sometimes it's tinkering, sometimes it's fine tuning. And then it's discernment, isn't it? Is the major thing there. I feel like I want to just drop some black ink into that here. This is Mars black. Just gonna drop some dark ink. I don't know what it'll do really, but I feel like I want to shake it up a small bit. Just let it be a bit darker in the hair there. Alright, I might touch it up again tomorrow, yeah. You never know. Today was our day for tidying the living room, but we were all kind of, well, I speak for myself, I was tired. Erin did have a good long sleep as well in the afternoon, and I think we all just needed to chill out today rather than go through boxes. The idea is to prepare for Christmas by tidying up the living room together. The stuff still from last Christmas, like in boxes in the living room. Christmas stocking stuff that never made it upstairs. I could probably fill the new stockings. You saw it coming, didn't you? Last year's stuff. But I know, this year actually I'm just doing a stocking and money for each of them. And the stocking, I'm determined, like I've got all so far, I've got stuff from the ethical shop, you know, in Edinburgh. So it's all recycled or recyclable things, and so far that's what I've got. Just trying to minimize the stuff. Thinking that maybe the front of that kimono could come up a little bit higher here to create the shape of the space between the chin and the kimono. You know, the fluorescent blue isn't all that bright at all, is it? I wonder if I diluted it with water before. Might have. Okay. Okay, if I had a straw, I might make a little bloom out of a couple of them. But actually, they're all right. I'll just let them dry. Okay, so my plan here now, I'm not going to show you my face because my plan is to turn, well, I will. I was going to say turn it upside down. You can probably not hear me, there's my microphone. I was going to turn the video upside down after. I might still do it, especially since if I just looked at my face and thought I wasn't prepared, wasn't camera ready. But my plan was to turn it upside down so the video would be, you'd be able to see Komachi, properly from with her face at the top rather than at the bottom of the page. But let's see, I might do that and cut this off. If I don't, hello and goodbye, and thanks for being with me. See you tomorrow.